Hello, Aquarius sun, rising, and moon. I am Poetic Heretic, and this is your March 2019 tarot forecast. So, this is a general reading for all Aquarius individuals out there. And if you would like a personal reading with me, I do go live on this channel regularly, doing live tarot readings for donations on Mondays, Wednesdays, and or Saturdays. It's kind of random when it happens, so if you are interested in that, come find me and I'll be happy to give you one. So, without further ado, we would like a Celtic cross forecast for the sign Aquarius for the month of March 2019. Let us see what we get. What will be the energy for the sign of Aquarius for the month of March 2019? What fate awaits my various Aquarians across the land? And that's it. All right, and we have your current outside influences, the Four of Cups reversed. Your challenge card this month, the Wheel of Fortune. The underlying energy, the Hanged Man. The past, the Two of Wands. What you hope to achieve, the Empress reversed. The near future, the Sun. Your attitude or position on the situation, the Ace of Pentacles reversed. The outside force coming in, the Ten of Swords reversed. Hopes or fears, the Page of Pentacles, and a final outcome card of the Queen of Cups reversed. All right, so let us take a look here. So you're beginning the month with the Four of Cups reversed. This represents your current outside influences right around the beginning of the month. And typically when this card is reversed, it's talking about more openness, more confidence, more optimism. And so you could be expecting yourself to feel, especially if you haven't been feeling so open or confident, to be feeling more of that and more optimistic. If you've also been experiencing dissatisfaction, you may now be finding more satisfaction or more things to feel satisfied about. So it's a very positive development indeed. And speaking of these sorts of changes, your challenge card this month is the Wheel of Fortune. And so the winds of fate are calling your name. New developments, perhaps relating to your destiny, or at least your idea of destiny. That is what you want to allow, what you want to yield to this month. This can also indicate, like, major life developments, can indicate just good luck and good fortune. But again, it's the challenge. And so it's saying that you want to allow that. And it may very well be the case that the way you're going to allow that is by following what we had with the previous card, Four of Cups reversed, letting yourself be more open, more confident, and letting yourself feel more optimistic. And that is going to come up again in this reading. For the underlying energy, everything forming a foundation for your current situation and also your immediate environment, you have the Hanged Man. So speaking of surrendering, the main message of this card really is surrendering in order to win. It's the idea of paradox. It's you let go in order to get what you want. You give up in order to achieve. So now, surrendering or giving up doesn't mean that you so completely give up on everything. That's not the idea behind surrendering. Surrendering is a yielding to the flow of life. And so it doesn't mean you just give up on everything. It means that you give into the flow of your life, which we saw just a little bit ago with the Wheel of Fortune for the challenge card, saying, yeah, this is a month where you really, really want to do that. Let yourself go with the flow of life, with where the winds of fate are trying to take you. This can also talk about the idea of sacrifice and of willpower. Now, I hesitate to say, though, that that's necessarily going to be about you, because it can also be about people around you and in your immediate environment, basically, who they themselves may be sacrificing right now, in the state of surrender right now to some extent as well, abstaining from things for whatever reason. And so that could factor into your month in a way. But I guess really let's see, when we put everything together, the biggest message here really is, again, this is a month, the foundation of which it's time for you to surrender to the flow of life, yield to the flow of life. And that paradoxically, that giving in paradoxically is how you will actually get what you want. For the past things that you have experienced recently that have led to your current situation, you have the Two of Wands. So this is a fairly positive card, talking about new beginnings, initiation, conception, debut, extroversion, new roles, investment in two or more areas, deciding which of two areas require attention, these sorts of things. It's the second house, so it can talk about interpersonal relationships and money. So perhaps with some recent events, you have already been feeling more open and confident, and that's why we have the Four of Cups reversed at the beginning of the month here, because you're feeling more and more ready to start new things, to push forward with life. But again, remember what we've been over thus far. You don't really want to push forward this month. You want to allow things to move forward. So it's a key difference. For what you hope to achieve, you have the Empress reversed. So this could go perhaps some different ways. First of all, in its reversal, it's like saying you're hoping to overcome a blockage to upright Empress, optimism, abundance. This could also, in its own way, talk about going with the flow of life, the cycles of life. Hoping to overcome a blockage to love, to romance, to harmony in relationships, stuff like that. And possibly also hoping to overcome a blockage to money. If there's been something blocking money, you're trying to overcome that and let more money in, let in more, be more receptive, that sort of thing. Now, I mentioned earlier about the idea of optimism. Well, that is a key component to this card, and just its reversal showing up is saying to you, hey, look at the upright meaning of the card. One of the key meanings is simply optimism. So it's like saying, let yourself be optimistic this month. Let yourself look on the bright side. You don't always have to be very reality oriented. There is such a thing as a time and place to be almost delusionally optimistic. Maybe not all the time, but some of the time. And that might be what we're seeing here. So I think that might vary between the various Aquarius people who watch this, but if that sounds like you, then let yourself do that. Be optimistic. And on that note, that also brings us to our next card, the Sun, for the near future. Talking about the first week or two of your month, well, the sun also talks about and encourages optimism. So now we have not one, not two, but three cards in this whole reading that are basically telling you one way or another to be optimistic this month. Look on the bright side. Engage in positive thinking and positive focus. So there's that. This card is also about enjoying life, feeling the joy of life, or what do they call that? The joie de vivre or whatever. Talks about new beginnings, openings. Can also talk about seeing things as they are, but again, I'd say you're wanting to emphasize the optimism that much more this month. But yeah, first week or two of this month could be some exciting new beginnings for you, Aquarius. And of course, I know we have that new moon on the 5th, I believe it is. So new beginnings all around. That might be where you see some significant activity, I would say. I don't always bring astrology into these, but sometimes I do because I monitor the planets and astrology all the time. So for your attitude or position on the situation about halfway through the month, well, this is where things might get a little bit dark or negative, a bit of a downturn, sadly, but I've got to call it like I see it. You have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. This is your feeling like things may not be so sound when it comes to money and finance. There may be like even a potential new beginning having to do with work or money that is just not what you want it to be. It's not going well. It's not going right. This card in its reversal can often talk about shady dealings, but remember, this is how you're feeling, not necessarily what is actually literally physically manifested. And so you might be feeling suspicion. You might be feeling like there could be shady dealings involved with your work or business or something to do with money, or like even those who are up close and personal to you, you may feel like, can they be trusted? Are they engaging in some nefarious activity? Like the dark side of wealth, like, oh, am I being cheated somehow out of a deal, whether it's for a product or service or like a business deal or something, that sort of thing. So that may be a concern, but again, it's not necessarily what has literally manifested. And I'm not really even seeing any strong indicators in this reading of any major financial problems manifesting. I mean, yes, it's on your mind, clearly. I can see that from multiple cards, but fortunately, it doesn't really look like there's much of any substance or reality to these financial fears. So for your outside force coming in, you have the 10 of Swords reversed. So this is something coming at you, and it's likely about 3 weeks or so into the month, like later in the month. So 10 of Swords reversed, we generally like better in its reversal because it's talking about recovery and the avoidance of disaster and things like this. Well, again, this is something coming at you. So this could be someone or something that saves you from disaster. Someone or something that helps you release pain or experience catharsis or feel relief, or just again avoid some catastrophe. Catastrophe is averted thanks to this person or situation. So that's quite good. So for your hopes or fears, you have the Page of Pentacles. This card is all about an excitement for a new beginning, especially when it comes to work or money. So again, we have the work or money thing. Now, this is again likely commenting on your concern in that area, especially again, if there's like a new work beginning, new job, a new business venture, whatever it happens to be, you may have some concern about the integrity of that, the stability of that, the morality of that. But again, this is hopes or fears. It's also just how you're feeling, not what is actually necessarily manifested. And for what it's worth, the card is upright, not reversed. And so probably there's more positive energy active in your vibration about that than negative. Now, for the outcome of your month of March 2019, well, we have to look at the negative again. Sadly, I've got to call it like it is. Queen of Cups reversed. This could mean a couple of things. First of all, this could be an adult female water sign that you have a potential conflict with, or at least concerned about. That is Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And this would again be particularly around the end of the month. This, in more general terms, can indicate some potential health concerns, which is something that I've seen for like 3 or 4 other readings I've done this month, all around the end of the month, funny enough. So there may be something going around, some illness around the end of March. So I would say take extra special care of your health this month. Could also indicate like dealing with a person, or maybe even in a way a situation that is just very cold, very emotionally distant and emotionally indifferent, maybe even someone who tries to suck the life out of you or something. And so I would say steer clear of that person, of course, and don't let them bring you down. You know, we've got multiple cards here this month telling you be optimistic, you know, look on the bright side, be in alignment with who you really are, stay in that replenishing mode. And I would say if you're staying in that replenishing mode of alignment with source energy, then it doesn't matter how much someone tries to suck the life out of you, they won't be able to. So I'd say let your emphasis be on that rather than getting all fearful or trying to avoid some person who's going to possibly drain you or suck the life out of you. You know, the more you try to avoid them, the more likely you will be to attract them. So instead, let your focus and emphasis be on staying positively focused, staying optimistic, as the cards strongly are encouraging you this month, and being in that constant state of replenishment as you allow your natural energy to flow. And then no one is going to be able to drain your energy or suck the life out of you or anything. In fact, you likely won't even encounter them if you are powerfully in that state of alignment. So that's about it, Aquarius. Thanks for watching. Again, if you would like a personal reading with me, as I mentioned earlier, I do go live on this channel regularly, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, doing live tarot readings for donations of any amount. You could literally pay even just $1, and I'll be happy to give you a Celtic Cross reading on any subject of your choice. Now, it's not every single one of those days. It's occasionally. So some Mondays, some Wednesdays, some Saturdays, I will do those kinds of live streams. But if you're interested, feel free to subscribe so you can keep a lookout for when I do those. And as long as you're able to leave a donation of at least $1, then I would love to read your cards on any question you may have or any subject that you may want information on. So thanks again, Aquarius, and remember, embrace your destiny, yield to the flow of life, and be like the joyful being, the joyful child in the Sun card, embracing the flow. Not just embracing the flow of life, but staying optimistic and happy. And that will lead you to everything that you want. So thanks so much for watching, Aquarius. I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.